Hello, my name is Peter Drougge. I work as a technical evangelist at Microsoft. Don't hold that against me. I like technology. I love APIs. What I will talk to you today about is that guy, the serverless computing. So, of course, this is not working. Let's do like that. Serverless computing is not really like no service, right? You guys figured that out already. It would be kind of hard to do computers without computers. Serverless computing is about you not having to worry about computers, right? Because you write code. Someone pays you to write code. Someone has that credit card. That is what it should all be about. And that's what the cloud has brought us, or enabled us, so to say. But before we get into that, there was this wee bit of thing called history, right? Because we started somewhere with physical machines, physical hardware. There was, well, that, like, the wardrobe that someone turned into a server room. Yeah, that was awesome. You managed your hardware, you managed your operating system, and you were also solely responsible for them. Then along came virtualization, which actually meant that your hardware got more useful, right? You could run multiple operating systems, you could run different operating systems. That enabled infrastructure as a service. So with infrastructure as a service, the shift came along for clouds, really, and hosters as well. So now you didn't need to worry about the plumbing, as in hardware networking and all that stuff. You could worry about your operating system and applications. We didn't want to do that either. So along came platform as a service. Platform as a service is really where things start to get useful. You worry about your application. You write your web app or your API app, and they run. Someone else takes care of managing that hardware and that operating system and those pesky, because you know that, right? Every time there was a security vulnerability, it was Friday night. It wasn't Monday morning. I've never seen something like that on a Monday morning when you're in the office. It was like Friday when you're perhaps not in the office. There's something called software as a service as well, which is basically, yes, you put your application out there and people take care of it and give you money when people use it, which is really cool. But serverless computing then is your code, how you scale it, and your own credit card, or preferably like someone else's credit card, but your choice. I still got some time. PaaS, as in platform as a service, is kind of similar to that, but with platform as a service, you're still aware of scaling, right? You're still aware of making a conscious choice of how big your machine is, like scaling vertically, scaling up, as in CPU, memory, disk, all that stuff. Or if you scale out, scale horizontally. Like how many instances are you going to run? What's that going to cost you? With serverless computing, you're abstracting that away too. Right? So you're not even worrying about that. You're worrying about that bill for your credit card and how you wrote that code. But those two things kind of run together. In Azure, we're calling that Azure Functions. In AWS, the equivalent is Lambda. In Azure, it's Functions. So with Azure Functions, I was thinking that I'm going to try and build an API endpoint in less than 10 minutes to analyze sentiment of a supplied text. And if you're not familiar with text analysis and sentiment analysis, sentiment is pretty much something like this. I send one text in, you get a scoring between 0 and 1. 0, close to 0, really crappy scoring. Close to 1, really good scoring. You can sort of look at it like close to 0, sad face. Close to 1, happy face. Okay? So I got probably like 10 minutes. So let's do that. Should work. We're going to be using this guy. It's a web browser. And go to functions.azure.com. Oh, you're not seeing it. I'm sorry. Let's do that again. Ah, crap. Let's do like this. I have nothing to hide. I hope. OK. So the address was functions.azure.com. Lands you here. You can try it for free, or you can log into your account if you have an Azure account. Right, you're going to see everything. Like literally everything. I'm not giving you my oh, maybe I am giving you my password. So when you're logged into Azure, well, actually now you're just logged into the functions like welcoming page. You're presented with the option of selecting your subscriptions. Subscriptions being the containers where you're working within Azure. I'm just selecting one here, and then I've pre-configured a function app called PD Nordic apps. So I'm going to go ahead and open this guy up. Opening this one is probably what's going to take the most time. It's roughly like 20 seconds. And from what everyone's been talking about these 2 days now, there's probably a lot of OpenID Connect and OAuth and JOT and claims and all that stuff going back and forth, and some nifty JavaScript to go along with that. Or it's just like, yeah, let's see how long it can keep blabbering on. You get presented with the function app starter page. Now this is a fairly easy starter page. You can do like some tutorials and stuff. For the sake of it, we're just going to be going up here, new function. You can filter on languages, so you can see like all the languages supported. I would just say that there's a lot of languages currently supported. So we try to not make any preferences. Everyone's invited, everyone's welcome. It's an HTTP trigger, since APIs and endpoints, at least so far, usually run on HTTP. We're naming it something really cool, like Nordic trigger. Dude. Authorization level is either anonymous, which is like everyone's invited to party. Function, you need a key. Admin, you need like the super key. When we create this guy, we get some sample code. We get our URL. And we get, down here, we get a log. And we can actually just run it straight away. So let's just look at it and see. Right. We have some logging going on. Can you guys see this all right? Then there's getting query or post data. And then it's simply a matter of returning hello and supplied name, right? So if we go down to this guy, see, there's a sample, name, Azure. It says, hello, Azure. Wow, this is so awesome. We can copy this guy now and go to Postman, right? Postman, you guys probably know already, or most of you. We'll change that to post. We'll add a header of content type. Wow, this is really not stable at all. We'll add the body. It's a raw name, awesome Nordic API people. Now posting that gives us a lovely response of hello, awesome Nordic API people. So already that is the equivalent of an API endpoint. Fully scalable, fully runnable. Well, that took 5 minutes. Not counting like waiting for the OAuth thing. I'm looking at you. You can figure that out. Make it faster. Travis is like the OAuth guy, Travis and Jacob. They gave me nightmares about OAuth like a couple of years ago. Nah, kidding. I'm going to show you something else. So I prepared some code, and we're going to go back. Now, this one we'll get rid of, because it's so much easier to just keep it blank. Now, I am going to paste some other code in here. This is a code I wrote, actually, really fast last night, that uses, let's just look at this. What it does is that it uses a lot of APIs that we have. They're called cognitive services. They're AI APIs. They're out there for you to try for free, right? This one is using the text analysis sentiment, as we discussed earlier. Then it's adding the API key header, and it's just taken in the text from the data, and it's applying that into post, and then later on it's awaiting that one. It's asynchronous by nature. Once that's done, it reads the result into another dynamic. Yeah, this is just, you don't need to look at that. It shouldn't happen. So we'll be somewhere down here where we get sentiment scoring, and we'll get the actual score of the text. Right? That should work. So I'm hitting save. I'm going back to Postman. I've changed that to text. Like, hey, you are really awesome. You Nordic API people. You. I need to work on my post skills. So if I post that, we get a sentiment scoring of just how awesome you are. Like, you guys are amazing. I should have put my name there. I'm not going to go negative because this is a positive conference. But that is just how fast you can go. I mean, that code is up there now. It is scalable. It is extremely performant. It is billed by, like, what, 100? You pay, like, per, I think, 100 milliseconds or something. That's how you pay. So if you think about it, when that is used, that's when you pay for it. When it's not used, you don't pay for it. For an API that has millions of requests, it could be awesome to exactly pay for that. But for an API that has like maybe 1,000 requests 1 week a year and then slim to none, that's freaking awesome. So you don't necessarily have to build them as a, we're not saying monolith now anymore, so you can go like any other architecture. I will go back to my slides. Hello? Probably should do that. Extend. Completely the wrong one. Yeah. This guy never works the way it's supposed to, right? Let's try it like that. So, we had sad face, we had happy face. So that was our recap, right? We did a serverless API endpoint as a C# HTTP trigger in Azure Functions. We added sentiment analysis via the Cognitive Services Text Analytics API in less than 10 minutes. It's not too shabby, I would say. One other cool thing about this is that Azure Functions, and this code is open source, as with a lot of stuff within Azure and Microsoft these days. So you can drill into issues, you can add issues, but there are no issues, right? Or you can help out, you can edit the portal, make it faster, please. All that stuff. We'll look at it from 3 resources. There's azure.com, there's functions.azure.com to get you started, and then there's the Cognitive Services resource, if you would like to look into those, because there's tons of AI APIs for you to play with. You can use a lot of them for free for a long time. Wow. I kept to my timer with 20 seconds to spare. So that is what I wanted to show you guys. If you have questions, shout them out or something.
Before we do the Q&A though.
Oh, sorry.
Let's
listen to him.
But don't go far, Peter, because you'll be back up here for Q&A. But
Oh.
let's first of all have Richard Jones come up here and give his perspective on serverless and build on this theme that Peter started. And then we'll come back for a sort of ad hoc panel discussion.
Ah, wicked. Didn't know that.